The purpose of this video is to walk you through some of the things that are on our Blackboard page now and to give you some of those insights, some of those things to look for, and some of the new things that you're going to have to do as part of the course now that we've switched completely to online. So I've gone in here, I'm on the Blackboard page right now, and what you can see is that there are some new things here on the side that you will have access to starting on Monday. And so a lot of the things here are pretty much the same. So if you click on this link right here, you end up at the syllabus just like you always did. If you click on the proficiency aids, eventually you're going to see all of the things in here that should help you to pass those proficiencies. But there are some things in here that are different. One of those things that is different is the discussion board. You will be required to check in to the discussion board every day that we would have had lecture face to face. So what I've done is just to kind of get you used to the process, I'm going to assign a check-in here for today, the 20th. And all I need to get from you is this. So you can see Dylan has already checked in. I checked in here today. Anyone who checks in between now and Monday will get 5 bonus points on the homework assignments. So just to kind of get us into the practice. Now you'll see, now if you go into your version, none of these will be available yet. All of these here are going to be there starting on Monday, starting on the whatever day it is that the check-in's there. One thing that will be there is you will start to see that these question and answer forums are going to show up. These Q&A forums are required. They are a 5-point assignment that you do on a weekly basis, and it's just, again, my way of kind of checking in with you and seeing how you're doing. So if you have questions about the material, so this week we will be doing chapter 6, kind of a refresh and review, and the videos for that are already on my YouTube channel. But we'll be doing that. We'll also be doing a good chunk of chapter 7. And the chapter 7 material is going to be things like balancing equations and doing some stoichiometry. And so there are things in there that you have questions about. I want you to drop them into this forum. I want you to interact with each other on this forum. And I'll come in here and drop my 2 cents in here and there as well. But the purpose of this forum, everybody has to at least check in and let me know that they've read the material and that they either don't have questions or they have something that they need clarification over. And so if you have no questions, just write that. Say, I have no questions. But if you have something to contribute, please feel free to contribute on this forum. And you're going to do this every week. So you're going to have daily check-ins where you're just kind of checking in. This is how we're going to do attendance. So if you miss a series of daily check-ins, you'll get a TAPS notice that lets us know that you haven't been participating in the class, you haven't been attending class. And then you'll have weekly check-ins with the forums here, the Q&A forums, where you'll have to at minimum interact with the material and let me know that you're looking at the material. Now, another thing that's new here are the proficiencies. Now, if you haven't watched the proficiencies video yet, I would strongly encourage you to do so. It tells you all of the things that are in these documents here, kind of gives you an outline of them. And so from that perspective, each of these will be unlocked starting on Monday. And the way that you do it, you click on it, it'll open a new window or a new tab. It'll give you some instructions, and then you'll get right into it. So I know most of you have past elements already, so you won't actually be taking this one. But this is what it looks like. It's a simple Blackboard quiz. It tells you what you need to do. And then at the end, when you hit submit, it'll give you feedback that tells you whether or not you did it correctly or incorrectly based on the number of points that you acquire. And so in this particular case, because I only got 3 out of 20, that's far less than 16 out of 20. That would be not pass. I would have to take it again. And I would have 10 attempts to take it to get it the maximum number of points. So that's the proficiencies page. Now the exam prep page, that's all the same as was before. There's a folder for each chapter. There's a folder for the final. Now the big difference will be that these are not just going to be merely practice, but they're actually going to feed to what will eventually be in this folder, which are the exams themselves. So the plan initially, at least, is that part of your exam will be conducted on Blackboard, and part of your exam will be something that you have to download and print and upload into Gradescope. I'm looking especially for this quiz coming up the exam coming up in 2 weeks, where you're going to have to do some molecule drawing and some of that kind of stuff. And the long story of it is that a multiple choice test really isn't going to give you the best opportunity to show what you can do. Now, the chapter quizzes, they will also be in Blackboard. And you can see this chapter 6 quiz is not available to you yet. It'll unlock Wednesday at midnight. It'll be available Wednesday and Thursday. So very similar to what you would have seen if we were doing this on campus. Only difference is instead of doing it in the lab or doing it over in the Learning Center, you'll be doing it on Blackboard. And so these will open up during the days as they come. You'll have a window in which to take them. The other thing that you need to be aware of is that all of my office hours are now digital. And so if you click on the virtual office hours tab here, you will see all of the office hours that are there that are available to you. And so these are times where I will be in Collaborate. So if you click on any of these, it's going to send you to a particular place in Blackboard Collaborate. And the nice thing about Blackboard Collaborate from the student end and from the teacher end is that I have full interactive capability. I can hook you up into examples. I can do screen sharing. I can share documents with you. There's a little whiteboard in there that I can write in, and all those tools, all of that, everything would be available for us in that room. Now, if you click on those links outside of those time zones that are listed, you're going to get this guy that's telling you that this isn't running at that time. And that's okay. What I'm also planning on doing, and that's where these seminars come in, is I want to plan on having a weekly face-to-face, or at least virtual face-to-face meeting through Collaborate once a week, where we do kind of similar things to what I was doing in the seminars before spring break. So the one that'll be this week will focus on the Chapter 6 quiz and getting you ready for the Chapter 6 quiz. The one next week will focus on the Chapter 7 quiz and getting you ready for that. We'll have something at the end of this week also where we'll prep for the second exam, which is coming up in 2 weeks. So we'll have a lot of those things. Now, as far as your homework assignments are concerned, your homework assignments are still going to be through SmartWork. The majority of your post lectures are going to still be through SmartWork. There are a couple of post lectures. If we look ahead to Chapter 7, You'll see that there is one here that is a grade scope assignment that you will have to do. And the same thing in Chapter 8 and Chapter 8 as well, where there is going to be a couple of grade scope assignments. Now we're going to be utilizing Gradescope a little bit differently now. Like I said, quizzes will no longer go through Gradescope, but your exams will still be, at least in part, in Gradescope, but you will be the one submitting. Now, what that means for your exams is that they're gonna be open everything, open notes, open book, open everything. Um, but they'll also have unlimited timepieces, at least for the parts that are grade scope oriented. So that's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be something that you have to get used to. Um, but it should actually benefit you in a lot of ways. So that's what's going on. So starting on Monday, and actually starting today, if you can, go ahead and get into the discussion board. Get that 5 points for the daily check-in for today, and make sure that you're checking in every day that we have lecture, and at least one other time a week to do the things that you can do, so you get marked as present and that you get some points to help your grade overall. So, have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me either through Remind or through email. Otherwise, have a good afternoon.